Welcome everybody for our final session of this webinar series, Keep Calm and Carry On. I'm Bernadine from Vastari, and as you know, we started this webinar series to look at some of the things that inspired us over 2020, because it's obviously a difficult year, but also a year of change, innovation, things that might be changes forever or temporary changes. And this is the last talk of the webinar series that we put together, and we actually added it as a bonus session as soon as we found out more about this. If you want to know a little bit about why we decided to have this panel, we actually had a discussion back in the summer that was about arts patronage. And based on the findings from Vastari's collector report, we found that it was mainly collectors over 50 that were engaging with museum boards and patronage and helping with acquisition committees at art institutions. So we really wanted to dissect that a little bit. And when we hosted a conversation about it, Lady Alison Myners from the Royal Academy Trust mentioned that they are considering bringing in younger trustees to be able to understand a bit more about the next generation and what the expectations are. As a result of that trigger, we thought, there are some companies outside of the museum world that are looking at this as a solution. Could we host a conversation about this? And I'm delighted to have discussed this with Rebecca, and it brought together this event with Interbrand. So Rebecca, would you just like to introduce yourself first of all and tell the audience who you are, how you got involved with Interbrand, and we'll just do a round of introductions.
Thanks so much, Bernadina. Thanks again for inviting us today and for continuing this conversation about something that we believe is really quite a compelling agenda and ambition. And so I'm Chief Learning and Culture Officer at Interbrand, which is a leading global brand consultancy. And I've always been fascinated by the relationship between brands and culture. To that end, I now head up the Interbrand Academy, which is our global center of excellence in brands and branding. And it's also a platform for co-creation and collaboration across our global network and increasingly with a number of our clients. We do a lot of work also in terms of my creative consultant role in art, culture and luxury, from valuing the Modigliani brand to working with the likes of Art Basel. So good to also be at the sort of cutting face of what we do. And I'm based in London. I have worked across New York and across Europe. And I have to say thank you to you today, because I've currently been having a lot of nostalgia for some of my favorite museums. So thanks for channeling our connection to the art world today, Bernadine.
Thank you for joining us. And it's really inspiring to hear also about having an academy within Interbrand. We can maybe talk a little bit more about that later on. Jeff, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Thank you, Bernadine, and good afternoon, good evening, and perhaps even good morning to those joining from around the world. Jeff Miller. I'm on Interbrand's client services team based in New York, actually joining today from surprisingly snowy Brooklyn, where winter still has a hold on us, but absolute pleasure to be here with you all. And I think I'm obviously a little bit biased, but I think I am fortunate enough to have perhaps the best role at Interbrand, in that I get to be on the front lines of our business development efforts, shaping programs with our clients and partnerships that allow them to make bold moves and change categories. So passionate as well about this particular space in the arts, as I help lead a team that's exploring the converging worlds of arts and media and entertainment and the very human needs and desires around belonging that brands in those spaces respond to. So incredibly honored to be here with you and really looking forward to today's discussion.
Thank you so much, Jeff. And last but not least, Meike, could you introduce yourself as well?
Thank you so much, Bernadine. Super thrilled to be here, actually. My name is Meike. I'm a junior brand strategy consultant in our Cologne office in Germany. I joined Interbrand a little more than 1.5 years ago, basically fresh out of uni. So just before I finished my master's in innovation entrepreneurship, as I've always been passionate about the entrepreneurship scene, and I always either wanted to start my own business or actually be an intrapreneur within an organization. Yeah, and you could say that's basically what I am today at Interbrand.